Did you know that Google Earth covers more than 98% of the world and has captured 10 million miles of Street View images, which, if put in distance, would be enough to circle Earth more than 400 times? This is an amazing tool created because two great companies joined together. The first one is not difficult to guess. Yup, you guessed it, Google. And the second company is, of course, the NASA. First, let us dive deep into understanding Google, one of the most influential and innovative companies of the time, which we all use on a daily basis. Google is a multinational technology company that started in 1995 in a garage in California. It was founded by Larry Page and Sergey Brin while they were students at Stanford University. Its original name was Backroom, but in 1997 they decided to change it to Google based on the math term Gogol, a very big number. Page and Brin ended up founding the company in 1998 with a closet full of servers and two routers. After this, a lot of investors were interested by Page and Brin's work until Andy Bechtolsheim, the co-founder of Sun Microsystems, gave them a check for $100,000, and Google finally started to grow more and more. Google's first office was in the garage of one of the employees, and it had computers, a ping pong table, and a big blue carpet. The decoration inside their first office inspired the creators to use the colors of it for the logo of the company. Today, Google specializes in products and services related to the internet, software, electronic devices, and other technologies. It is now considered one of the big four technology companies alongside Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft. Google's main headquarters is located in Mountain View, California, in the United States. It actually has its own designated name, the Googleplex, coming from Google and complex. It has been the company's main headquarters since 2003 and was bought by 2006 for $319 million. In addition to this, such a big company is bound to have multiple offices around the world. Google has 32 offices in North America, 6 offices in South America, including 1 in Bogota, 24 in Europe, 18 in Asia Pacific, and finally 5 posts in Africa. In sum, the multinational has 85 locations all around the world. The multinational participates in the industry that manages internet-related services and products. Some of these include internet, advertising tools, search engine, software, and hardware. In a world of around 7.6 billion people, 4.54 billion people are recorded as active internet users according to We Are Social. That equates to 59% of the world. In order to mention some competitors, it is necessary to break down the company within its products. In regards to the search engine, Google is the competitor to beat since it holds 94% of the online search volume and market. The second largest search engine is Yahoo, with 2.32% of the market shares in 2018. However, in China, due to strict government controls, Google is banned, therefore the main search engine is Baidu with 76% of the market share. On the subject of entertainment, Google bought YouTube in 2006. The streaming platform is also one of the best ranked streaming products, while also belonging to a social media niche in which it holds a strong position as well. Some of the competitors include Netflix and Disney for streaming platforms, and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter in the social media ranking.
How is Google positioned? Google is the most positioned search engine in the world. According to JumpShot from SparkToro, a marketing analytics firm that licenses anonymous clickstream data from hundreds of millions of users, about 62.6% of all searches online are through Google's core function. This makes Google the top leader in the industry, but that is just a part, as that number doesn't include other Google functions like image search, Google Maps, or properties such as YouTube. With all this together, Google holds an impressive 90.8% of the market share. This makes Google the top leader in the industry. Internalization of Google. Google is a multinational technology company that has used the strategy of transactional internationalization, product-wise, to the wide portfolio the company manages. There is both standard and adapted products. Regarding the standard products, they utilize services such as Gmail, Google Meets, Google Earth, and Google Maps. However, there is some sort of degree of local responsiveness in other products like Google Search Engine, Google Play, Google Calendars, and YouTube. For example, the search engine changes its logo frequently, representing important dates. Nevertheless, these are not seen in every country. Another version of this local responsiveness is Google Calendar that places the festivities for each country in a different way. Not every festivity in the world is apparent for each citizen. According to the availability of their products and services, we can find that Google follows dynamic scenarios because it provides their services along the world. This means that they have several locations in which they participate, normally following local responsiveness. On the same line of thought, the multinational competes everywhere because they want to achieve scale and therefore continue to grow. Companies that follow a transactional internationalization strategy have multiple offices around the world. It is not surprising that Google main office is a very important headquarters, the Googleplex. Although the headquarters is imperative for the organization of the business. As stated before, there is various other offices in each continent that aid Google in its globalization process. The other company involved in the creation of Google Earth is NASA, which stands for National Aeronautic and Space Administration. NASA is a U.S. government agency that is responsible for science and technology related to air and space. The space age started in 1957 with the launch of the Soviet satellite Sputnik. NASA opened for business in October 1st of 1958. The agency was created to oversee U.S. space exploration and aeronautics research. Many people know something about NASA's work, but most probably have no idea of how many different activities the agency is responsible for. Astronauts in orbit to conduct scientific research. Satellites help scientists learn more about Earth. Space probes study the solar system and beyond. New developments improve air travel and the other aspects of flight. NASA is also beginning a new program to send humans to explore the Moon and Mars. In addition to those major missions, NASA does many other things. The agency shares what it learns so that its information can make life better for people worldwide. For example, companies can use NASA discoveries to create the spin-off products. NASA helps teachers prepare students who will be engineers, scientists, astronauts, and other NASA workers of the future. They will be adventurers who will continue exploration of solar system and universe. NASA has a tradition of investing in programs and activities that inspire students, education, families, and communities in the excitement and discovery of exploration. NASA offers training to help teachers learn new ways to teach science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The agency also involves students in NASA missions to help them to get excited about learning.
As seen in class, a joint venture is an alliance where two companies combine their resources to create either a project, product, or new company. This foreign operation method can either be an equity, where there is a 50-50 share, or a non-equity negotiation where one side has more shares than the other. Google Earth's creation began with an outsider software development company called Keyhole Inc. This firm was also founded in Mountain View, California, and was working on specialized geospatial data visualization applications. Google found an interest in their progress and acquired the firm in 2004. In 2005, Google Earth was founded. Both firms formed a partnership towards the objective of using new technology to boost both the space program and the information citizens have available. It is of general knowledge that Google and NASA created an agreement. Nevertheless, the financial terms were not disclosed. Therefore, there is no information on whether the company is an equity or non-equity alliance. Eric Schmidt, Google's chief executive at the time, announced, "Google and NASA share a common desire to bring a universe of information to people around the world." Also, Scott Hubbard, the then director of NASA Ames Center, stated that, "While our joint venture efforts will benefit both organizations, the real winner will be the American public." Google Earth is a product created by Google and NASA as a byproduct of their joint venture. Google Earth is a computer program that presents users with a 3D representation of Earth created with the use of satellite images taken from NASA. The tool allows users to take a look at cities or entire countries from various angles. The three-dimensional globe is interactive and allows people to move through it with the mouse or scroll or go directly to a location by entering the address or coordinates. It is interesting to know that Google Earth collaborates with individuals, as each citizen can upload images and data into blogs for the consideration of being placed in Google Earth. It follows in this way a prosumer methodology, where consumers can help produce a product and collaborate with the company. Google Earth has expanded the offered tools and nowadays presents users with 4 different programs. These are Earth Engine, a platform for Earth science data and analysis mainly aimed at scientists, researchers, and developers. Earth Studio, which is an animation tool. Earth VR, that allows users to see Earth from a virtual reality perspective. And finally, Earth Outreach, which is a program designed to enhance nonprofit organizations by allowing them to map their activities and impact. Regarding the advantages of this joint venture, there is an obvious one, which is the expansion into new markets. Before, Google did not have all the tools available in order to acquire images from space and set up what is nowadays Google Earth. However, with the resources of NASA and their satellite images and technical support, the tech giant was able to provide its users with a new tool. By doing this, they were also lowering the costs and risks of failure, since NASA was already an established and trustworthy company. Imagine just how much it would have cost Google to get to space on their own. As organizations share resources, the product becomes less expensive to develop and there is much more knowledge flowing through it. Google Earth was created with the companionship of both software developers and aeronautic and space researchers. The joint venture allows both companies to be joined just by one product and not their entire organization or culture. Therefore, what happens in each one is independent from the other and is not likely to affect each other. Conversely, an alliance might also bring negative consequences such as conflicts of interest and the loss of reputation of one company. In the case being presented, nothing like this really happened because the joint venture was successful. However, it could have happened. Let's hypothetically say that NASA did not fulfill their part of the deal. In this situation, a storm could have been started. Such big companies as these two have influence in the American and global spectrum. Therefore, this hypothetical situation would have meant the destruction of NASA, since their reputation would be subject of talk. Also, since NASA is a public company managed by the government, it brings some risks. We all know that not every American president has the same ideals, so Google Earth decisions could be influenced by much deeper governmental bureaucratics. Google Earth was a success, and it can be evidenced because it continues to grow by implementing many more products. A very special reason that Google Earth was successful is because many more uses of the product were brought up. For example, 2 months after Google Earth launched, Hurricane Katrina hit the United States. The app's team worked with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration to send them updated images for them to be able to send first responders to rescue and evacuate. This is how Google Earth managed to gain the hearts of people. Google Earth had to be created with a joint venture and not any other of the foreign operation methods because Google Earth is a new idea. It is not something that already existed and was distributed around the world. The effort put into this project was much more than just buying a license and franchise. There was constant involvement of both companies. It was also the ideal FOM because like Google needed the knowledge NASA had and NASA needed the presence that Google had already acquired. As a group, we agree on this joint venture. We believe that no other FOM would be enough to supply the product that Google and NASA created together.